For our first one. Great to have a player like Sam joining us this afternoon. Sam, welcome to our first, like I say, live YouTube broadcast. Great to have you here. How are you feeling?
Good, yeah.
You can tweet us on @FJRFC_official, or of course you go on Twitter, post your question, and then hashtag it #AskWedge. Or of course,
snub their noses up to it a little bit and are trying to drop down. But for me, I'm happy. I'm enjoying it. So it's like you say, the higher up you go, the less chances they score at this level a little bit. Where we've probably seen at times, there's obviously that they have 4 or 5 chances before they put one in. So yeah, that's about it really. Just the clinicalness in front and when defending as well.
Nice one. That's good to hear. Let's go to another question we've had in on the forum. Sam, it's from Voodoo Bluesman. He says, "I'd like to know how Sam gets motivated after a bad game or when he's had time off through injury."
After a bad game, I try not to really think about it too much. I think I'm the same when I've played well or when I've played bad. I sort of try and forget about it and think about the next game. But don't get me wrong, you do get a little bit down. And with injuries, you get injured. And it's just one of them things, I suppose. You just have to keep yourself up, and a lot of the time the lads around the camp are really upbeat, so I do like it. And like I say, it's really relaxed. That's what I'm into. I like all the countryside and all the scenery and stuff. Like I say, I think the hostel's really good in terms of bonding with the other lads and getting to know each other, because we're not all from the same walks of life, and it's good getting to know other players. And I think sometimes we go for a coffee on our days off quite a bit, and 7, 8, 9 of us sometimes, wherever they will be coming from. Because like you say, being in a car for 2, 3 hours on a day travelling into football would be no good for your body, so it's good.
Where Graham Wesley was notorious for working his players very hard, doing extra hours and so on.
Yeah, I think last year, a lot of the training we did, it was sort of you're in for the sake of being in sometimes. So you're getting in at 8:30 in the morning, and obviously sometimes you earn your money. And I think some of the games the lads have gone into games last year are really tired, and it showed because obviously with the relegation. Whereas this year, I'd say it's shorter but more intense. So obviously when you come to a Saturday, the end of the week, we wind down a little bit, getting ready for Saturday. So I've felt a lot fresher in the games I've played this year, and it shows with how many games I've played. So I think I've played 38 or 39 now, so back to back, which is good.
Yeah, very good, certainly. Thanks for that, Ken Stripe. Let's go to a question we had in on Twitter. Of course, #AskWedge. Let's go to Robert Russ. Asked, he said, "What nutrition/meals do the club provide throughout the week, and how does this compare to your previous league club?"
It's a difficult one because at the clubs that I've been at before, we had our own training ground with cooking facilities. So last year we had obviously a chef who used to do all our meals for us. So when you come in from your sessions, it's done. Whereas here we have a protein shake and a protein bar. And that gives us an hour to go and then get our food. So we grab, most days I just grab dinner up in the town centre in Shard. We use the deli bars and stuff, and it's nice. Yeah, just obviously you know what you've got to put in your body yourself. So from that point of view, yeah, I've been fortunate enough. I have actually been at clubs where you have a chef or a cook or whatever. So yeah, we do. We still have it right because we get something in straight after training.
Good stuff. Let's go back to a question from off the forum. This one is from Tomo. He says, "What does he think he can improve, or Sam improve personally, and what can the team do better?"
Personally, chip in with more goals. I'd like to do that, and more assists maybe. I'm not sure how many I've actually assisted this season. I don't think it's much as probably what I should have done, but yeah, goals I'd say more than anything. What's the rest of the question?
What can the team do better?
I think at times we've let in soft goals, and I do think if we cut them out, we'd have probably an extra 10, 12 points on the board. So in terms of that, probably communication a little bit more. I think when we're on the pitch, obviously if Colsey and there's certain players and piping people are not playing, they're they're big voices. So I think that's where the lads that do play when they're not playing, have to sort of step in and communicate a little bit more and organise when we do nick a goal, shore it up a little bit. So yeah, it's that communication.
Good stuff. Let's go to the other side of Tomo's question. He says, the other side of the question would be, what does Sam see as his strengths and what are the team's biggest strengths?
My own strength, I'd probably say my energy, getting about and covering ground. The team strength, we've got good individuals in terms of good attacking players. You've seen with Elliot Free on his day, there's no better winger in the league. Parkin with his finishings, unbelievable. And at the minute, Fleets, I say from an individual point of view, like even with Fleets, he's working his socks off, but it's just not quite getting the goal. But I think it'll take him one where he'll end up scoring a few. And in terms of, I think from a team point of view, it's difficult, really. Difficult to say. Just like strengths from a team point of view. I'm just trying to think. Yeah, I think something we don't stop until the end. We keep going, and as you've seen in certain games, we have been under the cosh a little bit and maybe losing 2-1 or whatever. We scored quite a lot of late goals, which is good for us. So I'd say we don't give up. Yeah.
Good stuff. We've got some live messages coming in as well, pleased to say. Let's start with Angus, who's got involved on Twitter. He says, were you more gutted by Jeremy Clarkson leaving Top Gear or Zane leaving One Direction? Hashtag Ask Wedge.
I've got Zane out of One Direction.
I
do like a bit of 1D, and I have got a bit on my iPod, funnily enough. So yeah, I'll probably say Zane. It did get to me a little bit last night. Me and a few of the lads at the hostel were in and a couple of the lads were talking about it, and they were feeling up a little bit.
Oh yeah, there's emotion involved, isn't there? Let's go to another Facebook question from Simba, who says, who would be the highest rated player if FGR were on FIFA?
The highest rated?
Yeah.
Highest rated? I'm trying to think. I've got to say my midfield partner, Sinclair. He's got quite a bit, and he's good on the ball, can get about, puts a foot in. He looks apart, he's got good hair and a good beard in it. Yeah. Just everything what I'm aspiring to be. Really. I'd say him or usually on FIFA. Usually the older players are quite good, aren't they? So yeah. I'm not going to say Parky because he said he'll get massive. Yeah, Danny Coles, because he's been there and he's been skipper at loads of clubs. So yeah. Good work.
Let's go back to our pre-prepared questions then, and one from off the forum. Voodoo Bluesman's got involved again. He says, how is Sam taking the pressure now that we actually have a chance of reaching the playoffs?
I don't think there's pressure there. I think obviously we just do our job and we'll be fine. We've got enough quality in the team. We just take care of our results and we'll be fine. So yeah, I don't really think of that. We just got to think about winning games and not put any pressure on ourselves because they've got to catch us. And I think if we win our games, we'll catch the teams above, Macclesfield and teams above what can be called. So we're catching them, so there's no pressure.
Good work. Let's go back to another question from the forum, and this one again is from Tomo. He says, what does Sam like most about AD Pennock's management style?
The freedom of what you can play, really. Obviously, it's laid back, which is good because I think when you can be too intense sometimes, I think it can send players the other way. So I'd say that how relaxed it is, which is it's not really what I've been used to. Obviously at Stevenage it's more intense and constantly rubbed in your face certain things, or if you make mistakes on Saturdays and you're watching it on the DVD constantly, like for probably the first 3 days of the week. So here it's a bit more relaxed, and don't get me wrong, if you do make a mistake or whatever, you do get a telling off, but that's it, it's forgotten about, and then draw a line and do it, and then we get on with it. So probably say more how relaxed it is, yeah. So that's probably what I needed at this time now, like enjoying football again.
Nice one. Another question we had in this one was on Twitter. It's from Clark Altoft. Using the hashtag AskWedge, he asked, what's your perfect Sunday?
Oh, this is a nice one. I have a little bit. To be honest with you, I'd say my line now. I'm 26 now. My line's like 9 o'clock. And my dad's line's 6:30. You know, and you feel yourself creeping up a little bit, getting older.
Yeah.
I'll probably get up about 9ish on a Sunday. If I've played the Saturday, I have a little fry up. Make them all done if you buy me. So.
Okay, yeah, so that.
So a nice little fry up with a coffee. Take the dogs out for a nice walk, and then afternoon, lounge about, watch a bit of soccer on telly, or just go into town and have a nice walk around with the missus and have a nice coffee or whatever. Or on the other side, I've just bought a house as well, so trying to do a little bit of DIY myself, what my dad's taught me. So yeah, I'm picking up, getting better as it goes along.
Absolutely, that's what you need. Let's go to a question back on the forum. This one is again from King Louis, who asks, both David Pipe and Marcus Kelly have been appointed captain this season. How do their captaincy styles differ?
I'd say Pipe is more vocal, and he's on you more. There's two completely different styles, whereas I think Cal's is more of a performance man. So you look to Cal, he shows that he's, when you're winning games or whatever, because he's a real good player, and he slows it up a little bit, and he sort of dictates the pace of the game a little bit, whereas Pipe is more vocal and he's constantly talking to everyone around him, where he wants you, where he should be, which both styles are good really. And I think at times we've had Cal's and Pipe playing, and Cal's is at the armband, but Pipe still takes it like he's captain and does everything right. So yeah, it's completely different. I'd say Cal's is more of a leads with his performances, and Pipe is more vocal. Yeah, not that Pipe plays bad, like, but yeah.
Terrific, good stuff. Glad to say there's lots of questions coming in. Live questions.
None about the beard, is there?
I'll just double check before. The first one's about Woking, so we should fine with that one. Phil Butterworth, he says Woking did well last week. If the game was played again, would anything have been done differently?
I think in terms of us, like we don't give the penalty away. We draw the game now we get a clean sheet. So I say it's the little margins where I think Clough said it wasn't. He didn't deliberately do it, but I think if anyone feels contact in the box, they're going to go down. So I think from our point of view, we're a little bit agree with. But in terms of doing things differently, obviously myself, I was just coming back from a hamstring, so I've probably done an extra week or so in training, but didn't quite have that luxury. So yes, there's always things from games you can pick out where you send that, but hindsight's wonderful. Do you know what I mean? So.
Especially in football.
Yeah, exactly. It's all ifs and buts. But to be honest with you, there's not really any excuses because we do things the same all the time. Pre-matches at the same time, and tactics are pretty much the same. Obviously, different teams, different personnel or whatever. So yeah, in terms of from a personal point of view, probably trained a little bit longer, get a bit more in my legs. But no, I wouldn't really say too much.
Okay, nice one. Let's go to a question that's come in from non-league TV. Yeah. What's your target for next season?
Well, we haven't finished this. We haven't finished this season yet. Well, it just depends where we are. Obviously, for League Two, I'd say it's probably be a mid-table finish. But if we're at this level, promotion. And I think next year, if the worst, well, I don't really want to say, but if the worst did happen this year and we don't end up going up, I think next year we'll be really well equipped. We've all played together for a year, we'll strengthen throughout the summer. But I think while the playoffs are still there, there's no reason why we can't be in League Two next year. For solidarity, especially, I know like the chairman's done really well in what he's done and what he's done for the club, but I think in terms of our size, I think if we were in League Two, I think to stay in first year and then the next year you build on that, don't you?
Definitely. Another playoff-related question. This one's from Elizabeth Smith, coming live via YouTube. It says, do you think Forest Green and Gateshead will finish in the playoffs?
Forest Green and Gateshead?
Got to play them on the 18th of April up at Gateshead, of course.
Yeah, I think we'll finish in the playoffs. I'm not sure about Gateshead. I think they've got quite a tough run in. I think they've still got a few in the top 5 to play, and obviously we've still got to play them I think we will. I'm not really too bothered if guys do or don't. But yeah, it'd be good. Obviously, if we do, it's it really. Yeah. So it's a good chance. Like I say, they've got a few games in hand on the playoffs. So yeah, could very well happen.
I think we all knew it was going to happen, but we've had a question come in from non-league football zone. How long have you been growing your beard for?
It was until me and my old man, we had a little bit of a thing, and he said, if just grow it until you score. So I said, I'll be like Father Christmas.
Tom Hodgson stuff.
Yeah, he did that, but I'll be like Father Christmas. So it's probably been about 4 months worth. It's not like as good as Sinks, is it? It's getting there.
Certainly.
It might come off soon, so we'll see. Fresh start next season. We'll see.
Definitely. Let's go to a question from Jakey Boys, that's coming live on Twitter whilst we're on right now. It says, who is the footballer you look up to and who was your childhood hero?
My childhood hero when I was growing up, so it's West Brom players. I'm trying to think. No, I'll actually say Joe Cole was when I was growing up.
Yeah.
Because he was at West Ham at the time. And I had 2 goldfish called Joe and Cole. So I'd probably say Joe Cole, who was at West Ham, because he was unbelievable as when I was a kid growing up. More so, like now, I'd say more so someone like Michael Carrick.
Yeah.
He's won a lot of things, and I think he's been a bit of an unsung hero at Man United, and his game was unreal. Keeps the ball really well, gets about, puts a foot in. So yeah, I'd probably say Carrick now.
Nice one. A question from your Forest Green teammate and former Stevenage teammate, Steve Arnold. That's right, he's got involved. He says, are you single?
Yeah.
Are you?
Oh no, sorry. No, no, I'm engaged, sorry.
You're engaged?
So, can we delete that out?
Yeah.
My missus
We're
is
only-
absolutely
we're only
mental.
live, but that's okay.
Yeah, sorry Alice. I'm engaged, yeah, actually, Alice. She's up north at the minute, she's a nurse.
Cool.
So she's got her own career and whatever else.
Nice one.
Yeah.
I'm engaged,
Yeah,
not single. Yeah, let's go to a message back on the forum then we had in before we went live. Sam, it's from Bernsey. It says, I would like to know how Sam got his breakthrough into senior football. What was his youth background and did he find it tough? And any tips for kids breaking through these days? Because I know you did actually have maybe a bit of an alternative.
Yeah, well, growing up from when I was a kid, I only ever did Sunday League. I was playing park football. Which probably made me a bit more thankful for what I do now, because I've come through the grassroots level. Playing in park football till I was 16 at school, left school. And then through one of my sisters, my sister's partner at the time, he was playing at Worcester City, and he was full-time with the academy, but he did a college course on the side. So I wanted to do that. Obviously, a college course was just there, but I wanted to go and give full-time football a try, so I went there. I actually missed the first trial what was there. I was meant to get the train, and the train got delayed, so I actually missed the trial, and then I spoke to him. Ray Woods, his name was, who was the youth team manager. And then I ended up going through, and I think I did about 12 weeks in the youth team, did the pre-season, and they had those shorter numbers in the first team, so I went along to training on a Tuesday. It was absolutely shocking, because obviously I'd never been around that, coming from grassroots football. Was miles off the tempo, and then the Saturday come, and the centre midfielder went down injured, so I didn't expect him to put me on. I was on the bench, and he put me on, and I scored. First shot I absolutely shanked, believe it or believe it not, and then the second shot I scored, and then that was it from there. It just took off, and played a few games later. Then we got to the FA Cup second round at Worcester under Andy Priest and Andy Morrison, and then my dad tells me now there's a few clubs interested, 6 or 7 clubs, like Swindon's, Sheffield United, Southampton, there was a few. And then at the time Sheffield United were in the Championship, going into league, to the Premier League, they were second. And then just as I signed, they went up. So Neil Warnock said to my mum and dad, you'll train with the first team every day, which didn't materialise. So then I went there for a small fee, and then was there for 5 years and met a lot of good people there. And a good club. Improved me lots.
And of course, at Sheffield United, have the link up with Ferencvaros in Hungary.
Yeah.
You ended up, how old were you when you went to Hungary on that?
I think I was 18 or 19, and that was probably one of the best experiences I've had in terms of learning, because their fans out there were fanatical and just playing in front of 10, 12,000 every week. So their fans were absolutely fanatical. So when we weren't doing too great, I knew about it, and they pretty much abused you like. So it was tough out there, but it was good also. City of Budapest is beautiful. So I had a good time. It was a real good time, and got promoted there. So it was a good time in my life, yeah.
Good stuff. Let's go to another question that's come in on Twitter whilst we've been live. It's from Angus again. He says, Messi or Ronaldo?
Messi. All day, yeah. A few of my friends about a month ago went to watch Barcelona, and they came back, obviously, asked them how it went, what it was like, and just said he's unreal. He said everything is through him. He said every player on the park, they licked 100-yard diags to find him. He said it's that ridiculous. He said they're just all on Messi. I think whereas you look at Real Madrid, and I think if Ronaldo's not on, you've got Benzema, you've got Bale, whereas there, if Messi's not scoring 2-3 goals a game, they're struggling. So yeah, I'd probably say Messi for me, as from my point of view. Yeah.
Good one. Well, of course, Steve Arnold followed you from Stevenage to Forest Green, and he's keeping tabs on you even now on the live broadcast.
Yeah,
Steve, Rovers goalkeeper, he says, have you got any friends in the Premier League?
No. I did have a couple, but they ditched me as soon as I...
They ditched you?
Yeah, they ditched me as soon as they went and started doing well for themselves, yeah. So yeah, just ignore Steve's question. It's boring.
It's a sad tale. Let's go to another live question. And Phil Butterworth has got involved with a question that he sent in live on YouTube. He says, have you given any thoughts to a post-football career?
Yeah, I'm actually trying to get onto a plastering course in the summer, an intense one for 2 weeks. Obviously, my old man's a builder, and I'm from a working class background, so I know, obviously, no matter what, even if I went and got, I don't know, X amount of money and I didn't need to do it, I'd always want to work and do something, whether that was in football or away from football. But I'm trying to get onto a plastering course at the minute. I know Aaron Racine started, I think he started like a fitness and well-being course or something like that. So there is a few things what I'm going to look to go down, but I want to try and get a trade under my life if I can. And another lad I know is doing an apprenticeship in an electrician. So. But he's part-time in football, so it's a bit more difficult when I'm full-time, but I'm going to try and get something done in the summer, because you get quite a bit of spare time.
Good work. Let's look back at the questions then that we had sent in beforehand. Let's go to a question that came on the forum from GFA. It says, how many teams will the first team be entering into the Supporters Club quiz night this Friday?
Is it on Friday?
Yeah.
I think we'll struggle because we're away, aren't we?
Yeah,
we're actually away
at
Lincoln, so we stay overnight.
We'll have to do a live YouTube broadcast.
Yeah, we could do. That's a good idea. Or FaceTime, get some FaceTime, tell us the questions, we'll get 3 or 4 lads. I'll get the clever ones, so.
Definitely.
Cals, I think the team will probably be Cals, me, Cluffy.
Cluffy?
Yeah, it's really bright, and Park is not very clever. But then again, he's old, so he's got life experience. So I'd probably say Parky, that could be a good team. Nors is quite clever, actually.
Yeah,
Nors is really clever.
I think we've got one final question which has come in which we had pre-prepared. And this one is one from Farm Cotian. It's a bit of a unique question.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to be hearing it live on a YouTube event. Here is Sam's with apologies to William Blake, he says. So I'll read out the poem from Farm Cotian. It's, wedgie, wedgie, burning bright, in the forest green limelight, what fearsome tackle or visionary prominence can match thy midfield dominance? Do you like that?
Yeah,
do you like that, Sam?
Yeah,
do you like that, Sam? Yeah, you like that? And
nice. Just push out a little bit. The visionary bits.
Ted Hughes, yeah?
Yeah, Ted Hughes, unbelievable.
Nice one. Good stuff.
No more from Steve, if he's tweeting.
I think Steve Arnold may have quieted down now. He's now focused on Saturday's game at Lincoln.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, Sam, I think that's just about all we've had. Sam?
Yeah, thank you very much, everyone, for all the questions.
Yeah.
All good, and hopefully we can keep doing this and getting a different player in. However often you're going to do it, it'd be good. Good for all the lads to